Cold War, President Trump speaking by phone with Russian President Vladimir Putin today, the first time they've spoken since the U.S. launched a missile strike against Syrian airbase. The president and Putin both on the same page now, they say, regarding Syria. The White House saying President Trump and President Putin agreed that the suffering in Syria has gone on far too long and that all parties must do all they can to end the violence. Here now is Ambassador John Bolton, former U.S. ambassador to the UN, senior fellow at the American Enterprise Institute, a Fox News contributor. Ambassador, welcome. What do you make of that statement?
Well, it's certainly a true statement, but I wouldn't hold my breath that Russia is going to do anything to change it. The fact that Assad is still in power is due largely to the support that Russia and Iran have given the Assad regime ever since the Arab Spring in 2011, and that isn't going to change. This was one of the big problems of the Obama administration. They kept listening to things Russia was saying as if they were willing to dump Assad and see the opposition take power. That has never been Russia's intention, and it's not Russia's intention now.
But their goal, I mean, so flip that around. Their goal is to maintain their power in the region. Is there a way to do that and not have Assad necessarily in place? Because the U.S.'s objective, obviously, is to, stop the terrible, inhuman carnage that's going around. Isn't there a way for everybody to sort of get what they want in terms of if Putin could still continue to have, the things he's enjoying in the region and the stronghold under a different leader?
No, I don't think so. I mean, under Putin, they've built an air base at Latakia in Syria that's minutes flying time away from Israel's northern border. And let's be clear, the Assad regime is just a piece in a larger strategic package put together by Iran. Iran, the Baghdad government, which under Shia control is dominated by the Ayatollahs in Tehran, Iran, Iraq, the Assad regime in Syria, and Hezbollah in Lebanon. They're really preparing for the next struggle. Once ISIS is eliminated, hopefully sooner rather than later, at least its physical caliphate in the region, even if not worldwide, I think they're looking at what comes next. And that's why Iran's support for Assad here has been so critical as well.
Yeah. Meanwhile, new threats from North Korea, the Asian country warning the world is on the brink of a nuclear war. State-run television saying a training drill in the area is an act of provocation. This, as President Trump says he would meet with Kim Jong-un, telling Bloomberg, quote, "Yes, under the right circumstances, I would absolutely meet with him. Most political people would never say that. But I'm telling you, under the right circumstances, I would meet with him." What's your response to that?
Well, I think the right circumstances can cover a lot of ground. The way political people talk about it, I'm just guessing this is what the president had in mind, is first you have a long set of negotiations, then you reach agreement with North Korea, then the two presidents meet. That's what the Clinton administration was trying to do toward the end after they had signed the agreed framework. Madeleine Albright went to Pyongyang. That's what Obama wanted to do with the supreme leader in Iran after the Iran nuclear deal. I think Trump may be talking about something very different, where there's no agreement at all, that he talks to Kim Jong-un directly and says, wise up and get rid of your nuclear weapons, or there will be consequences. That's my dream anyway, if you have to talk to the North Korean dictator.
Yeah, so I mean, is that a possibility? Could you imagine that happening?
I don't think the North Koreans would agree to that, but there's another aspect to this. I don't think North Korea is ever voluntarily going to give up its nuclear weapons program. I think you have to look at convincing the Chinese that reunification of the peninsula is in their interest. But look, we are at a very dangerous point because of the progress North Korea has made in being able to put a nuclear warhead on a ballistic missile that can hit us. So the president said very clearly the military option's on the table, and I think when you're approaching that kind of decision, you want to say, I'm prepared to meet with this fella anywhere in the world to avoid that. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think Trump's trying to show, look, I'm not looking for a military solution. It's the last resort. This is proof of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you wrote a very compelling article along those lines today. Ambassador, thank you for coming on. We appreciate your time.
Glad to do it.